top of the hour, so let's go ahead and get started showing off a little bit of gallery, see what folks have been turning for the evening or for the past week, or past couple weeks. I know Ray Davis is in, and I know he's going to have something to show us later on. It's probably going to be mind blowing. So with that, let's go to Mr. Dewey here.
Well,
Mr. Dewey.
I started something, and this is just the beginning. I got a lot more to do. This is going to be another coffee deal, and
Nice.
I've got to do a lot more to it. But I thought I kind of, as I progress, maybe I kind of show what how it was going, while I was doing it. This is hard maple. I put black ink first, and then I come back with the red. And now I'm going to put some either epoxy or tinted lacquer on it. And then I'm going to do some stencil work on it. There's the reason I was talking with Matt a little bit. And then hopefully I'll have it done by the 4th of July.
Ah.
Is that hollowed out? Is that hollowed out a little bit?
There you go.
I like the red over the black. I think that's a really neat effect.
It is. It looks like ceramic.
Yeah, once you put a real shiny, deep finish on it, it's going to look like ceramic. It really will. It'll look. But I've got a lot of embellishment to do on this, so I'm going to do a lot of gold stuff on it. My ambition. So that's the reason I'm going to use that tape for stencils and do stuff to it. So, but anyway, that's the starter. And hollowed it from the bottom. I got to put another plug in that, but that works real well though with a pin jaws, or not pin jaws, but you got those. They look like pin jaws, but you put that, spread them apart, and it works real well with those, so that you can turn it and sand it and put paint on it and stuff. So, anyway,
Did you use paint or dye?
This is paint. This is acrylic paint. It's acrylic.
Cool.
So
Nice
use
job.
use the 0.5 millimeter airbrush, Matt, and put it on there. So anyway,
Very cool.
I can see the handles going on there, and it looks very, very Ottoman Turkish.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
it's called an Eastern urn. So the handles will go from here to,
Yep.
and there'll be a hinge here to do that.
Right.
So anyway,
Well done.
that's so anyway, that's it, my friends.
Sweet. All right. Thank you. All right. Let's go to, see if I can do it right here. Go to this guy. I finally made something. Haven't been on the lathe for a while, so made a little simple ring box from a piece of apple.
Very
Nice
nice.
piece of wood. Nice.
Oh, good fit. Nice.
Nice.
And
Nice.
on the
It's rolled out.
inside,
Got a nice figure to it.
yeah.
I like that shape, yeah.
The Arizona apple out here, it's very white and it's got nice grainage to it, but you got to coax the grain out with some dyes. So I used some royal blue red, sanded it back, and then some red, sanded it back, and finished it with yellow. So yeah, it's got a nice little feel to it. And then on the inside, I took a offcut from an acrylic pen blank, turned it around, shoved that in, finished profiling the bottom here. So there's a little something different to look at on the inside.
Could
Got the
you
grain match on it.
now could you hold the lid towards the camera, please? The top of the lid towards the camera, please. No, the other way. Top of the lid.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Back off just a bit, please. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that looks great. Nice job you did.
Yeah, right on. Thank you. And got the pith coming through the. It's
Beautiful.
been down for years. I think I took it down from someplace 10 years ago, maybe. But yeah, that's me. Ugh. All right, let's see.
Nice.
And next one will be Billy. Then I'll turn it over to you.
Okay. Yep.
All right, Billy, we got you.
Oh, finally did something. I made a little cookie jar. And although it looks like I used stave construction, well, I kind of did, but I kind of didn't. I made this kind of like I made my last Beads of Courage box. You notice
Oh, it froze up.
oh no,
They thought it Saturday.
angles on these like I was as if I was using real staves. The only angles are 45-degree angles on each of these intersections here,
Nice.
there, and over here. Basically, I glued this wood together, stacked it up, and made pretty much a wide board, made 4 of them, and then cut 45-degree angles on them, glued them up into a square, turned them around inside and out. The base and some of the wood is African mahogany, SIPO. I've also got in here the light colored woods is green poplar. Well, poplar that's got a greenish tint to it, and some walnut dividers and some beech dividers and some oak dividers and some maple dividers. So it's just a variety of stuff. And the lid,
You froze up, Billy.
and embellish the inside of it a little bit, and a mahogany knob. This is this is probably not SIPO. This is probably real mahogany. I salvaged it from something I tore apart that was made 30, 40 years ago. So I'm guessing this is probably real mahogany. But I started to leave some of the black veneer that was on this piece of oak from that piano on it, but I didn't like the look of it, so I turned it all down to oak. The inside, so that it's food safe, is finished with Axe First Step, which is a mixture of pure tongue oil and beeswax. So it's completely food safe on the inside. The outside's 2 coats of lacquer. And
Beautiful.
that's pretty much it.
Nice job. Looks
Love it.
good.
Really pretty, really pretty.
Hmm.
And he froze up again.
That's okay. We'll switch off. He'll be back. We'll switch off to Al here. Who's next?
Hey, how's everybody?
Hey, Al.
But Al, how are you?
Hi, Al.
Good, good, good. Well, wife just said that she thinks not getting any hot water. I have to go down and check the hot water tank in a minute. But I from last week I started playing with it a little bit more, and then all of a sudden, as you can see, I broke it off. So I glued it back on just to play around, just to show tonight. But again, it was a nice, simple little project. You know, last week, it was Terry and Bob, I think. They were showing the 3-sided bowls.
Yes.
Bob Green.
This here, I turned this a few years ago, a while ago, and after I turned this, then I saw videos that, hey, you know what, you could put a piece of wood on the side there and make it easier. But I didn't know that until after I did this. It turned out good. I mean, I had a knot that actually came out of it, and that's what it is around here. I've been playing around with some garbage wood, which I think I'm going to stop doing. But
Ain't gonna happen.
Oh,
it's a bird mouth vase.
Cool.
Um,
You want to take either one of your shorts?
Daffodils.
What's that?
I like the coloring on it. Like, nice coloring.
Well, that I messed up. I decided, you know what? I'm not going to put black or anything on it first. I started off with green. I put green and then I put yellow. Like I put green on, I backed it off. I put the yellow on, I backed it off. But I think you really do need a darker base, I believe. But,
That looks good the way it is to me.
I like the way it is.
I like the way it
I
is
like
too,
that.
Al.
I really like that.
basket.
Cool.
Looks good, Al. I wouldn't do anything to it.
Right?
Nice
Like
little
the shape
bug.
of it too.
It broke off. It broke off here. If this was a piece a couple of weeks ago on Facebook, I showed this, and a fella noticed that the bottom, well, especially here, I couldn't touch anymore. I actually just stopped. I just stopped because it was just gonna this whole thing was gonna just break off. I said, "How the heck with it," and that's it. So I just left it like that, and there you go. So
Go.
bird's mouth vase. Okay. Now I have to go see what's going on with the hot water tank.
Oh no.
Good luck,
Yeah,
Al.
good luck.
Nice
with that.
job.
Guys,
Good
have
luck.
a good time. Good night.
See you
Be
later.
good. Be good.
Next up is Ruby. What you got, Ruby?
I decided to use up some scraps in the garage, so I started out with making a rolling pin,
Beautiful.
and that's pretty straightforward and easy to make.
Nicely
Um,
done.
And then some garden dibblers.
Yeah.
About time to use them.
And then I had a piece of, I don't know, wood that I made the vase from. It's kind of red colored like cherry. I originally thought it was cherry, but it's definitely not, because this piece weighs 4 to 5 times what a piece of cherry would weigh.
Huh.
And it's
Crazy.
got a glass insert, so if you want to use real flowers in it, you can.
Beautiful.
Looks like a
Very nice.
fruit of some sort.
It was growing locally, and even the arborist that took it down had no idea what it was.
Kind of finish you got on that?
A lacquer on the outside.
Hmm.
And then I've also got this little top.
Oh, nice shape.
Wow.
Did you rose engine that?
Yeah, the top.
Ooh.
How could you tell, Matt? Okay, it's got a spiral up here, and then the sides of the belly were rose engined.
That's awesome. I love the rose engine stuff. I'm very focused on it, Ruby. I may not ever be able to afford one, but I love seeing it.
Well, I've got two that are both homemade, so.
Aha.
And then I had more scrap wood sitting in the garage, so I made a bunch of little bowls, just using them up.
Nice.
So it was a very, very productive 2 days in the garage, in the basement. So
Gotta like that.
yeah, especially to get the stuff out of the way.
Right.
Okay,
Prevents
it's
tripping
somebody
hazards,
else's
right?
turn now.
Thanks, Ruby. Very nice work.
Thank you.
Nice work, Ruby.
Yep. Next up is Dave. What you got, Dave?
Well, I've been busy sort of cleaning up stuff around the garage too. And I decided to do something besides maple.
Walnut.
Nice piece of
And-
walnut.
Nice little piece of walnut.
Very nice.
Nice.
And
Good.
decided to get away from cherry for a bit. Although I love cherry, I love walnut too. But that was my limit of what I got done this week because there's still a lot of snow. The rains knocked down quite a bit of it, but it also knocked down gutters. I had a piece of ice come down Saturday night that took out the front porch, all the railings and stuff. No, what are you gonna do?
Jeez, I'm sorry, man.
Hey, that's what you get for living where I live, but I've been lucky so far because it could have come down when somebody was there, you know.
Right. Well,
Very
cool. Well, I'm glad you're safe and still working in the
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah,
Very
well,
nice.
I only get about one morning a week in there, but I do what I can.
There you go.
Nothing fancy, but got some nice bowls.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks, Dave.
Yep. Take care.
Uh,
Thanks a lot.
Yep. Stop doing that. Next up is Tom.
Hello.
If it'll let me highlight him. There we go.
There we go. A couple weeks ago, a fellow named Tom Hale was a guest on Pat Carroll's Beat the Woodturner, and in his gallery presentation showed a cube, and it really inspired me to try it. So this is my first attempt at doing a cube.
Oh, neat.
And
Wow.
You did a
The-
great job on that, Tom.
thank you.
Very nice.
The cube
That looks
itself
cool.
was cherry, and I said, well, you know, there's not enough contrast between the cherry and the curly maple, so let me try to darken this up. So I got a torch and started torching it, and you could hear it cracking as I was torching it. And so then I got scrubbed it back with the coarse steel wool, and then got out a needle scaler and just beat the tar out of it with the needle scaler. And then hit it with black gesso, and it still didn't look good. And then I came back with black India ink, and I was kind of satisfied with the way it came out. And the illusion I was going for was I wanted it to look like a sphere that was trying to emerge from a box, and I missed on that, but I should have paid more attention in geometry class. But I'm going to try this one again. It was kind of fun to do.
Yeah, it's still very, very
Good
nice.
job.
It looks
Yeah.
really cool.
Thank you.
How you got it? How you got it attached, Tom?
It's a little brass rod. Hold on just a sec.
Okay. That's what I was thinking.
And I tried very hard using a starter bit to get right in the apex of the corner, and it drifted a little bit on me, so it's not perfect. What I probably should have done is filed a little flat on the corner
Right.
and then drilled.
Yep.
And the camera really doesn't show the curl in that maple. It was a pretty cool piece of wood.
Well, it
Oh,
looks
you can
really
see
good
it.
from here.
You can see the curl. You can only
Yeah,
imagine
it
what
looks
it looks
beautiful.
like in real life.
Very good.
Great
It
job,
really
Tom. Great
does.
job.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I like that effect.
Awesome.
I like the effect.
If you guys haven't done that, Pat Carroll, it's about every 2 weeks. It's on a Sunday afternoon. Well, for us on the East Coast, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And he always has an interesting person that he interviews. And then
Right.
the last hour of the show, they show gallery. And I do a lot of screenshots during the gallery.
Yeah, Tom Hale does some really good work. I've known him for years. He's really great. Yeah.
And he was very helpful. We swapped some emails, and he gave me some pointers. So, very nice fella.
Yeah, he was at Ron's hands-on retreats. He taught classes and things like bowl design and stuff like that.
Yep.
In addition to other things. So, yeah. Very cool.
That's
All right,
it for
nice
me
work,
this week.
Tom.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Next up is Joaquin. What you got, brother?
All righty. So some of you saw this on the Facebook page. This is Pacific U. My father sent me about a 15-inch long log by about 5 inches across. So this is the first piece I got out of it. End grain, and working on the counterpart to this piece. So if you look at the shape of this is a portion of a sphere. This is a portion of a larger sphere, and then I have a spherical knob. So this piece is going to be a sphere. I have this on just so that I can remove and replace the lid while I'm working on the shape, which is almost there. Then I'm going to loosen this a little bit before and use the paper towel trick before I turn this away. This is going to have a brass knob that's the shape of this box.
Oh, cool.
So they'll be the opposite of one another. And in order to, because of the spherical shape and the fact that I had to remove way more wood in order to get the lid to fit, I had to remove almost an inch of wood. I decided to put a ring of African blackwood in there to disguise the fact that our grains aren't going to match. If you look here, I managed to make this lid fit almost perfectly and match up the grain. There's very little variation, which is, I only removed a quarter of an inch of wood between the lid and the body of the box. That wasn't possible in a sphere shape. So African blackwood's going in there. And then I've got more, and I'll actually put a foot on it so it'll sit flat. But the spherical shape inside the insert will continue once I get the blackwood foot in and epoxied. The spherical shape will continue. But I'm finding I've got an eye here, and I don't think you can see it from the angle, but I've got 3 eyes here. So I'm actually sealing this with shellac sanding sealer, and then using CA glue and African blackwood shavings. When you cut blackwood, if you slice blackwood, you get really nice shavings. Keep them. They make great hole fillings. They work really well. And so right now I'm getting ready to hit this with the sanding sealer and start filling those with shavings. That's what I've been working on. And then warm up every day. Oh, and I think, Matt, you wanted to see how this was going. Warm up every day. I'm turning spinning tops, just so that at my next market, I've got a big 2-gallon bucket that's going to be full of tops. And then this is a little experiment. That's a cutoff of brown mallee burl. And I mixed some resin, and you can see down in there, there's a very small amount of mica, just to give it a tint, but still make it translucent. And this is a shot glass sized solo cup. And the experiment was, this resin is supposed to be a slow set from super clear, and it's supposed to be bubble free. But the last time I poured it, I had bubbles. So this time, for the first 2 hours that it was setting, I put it in my oven on the bread proofing setting, which warms the oven to about 100 degrees, in the hopes that it stayed soft and liquid enough that the bubbles would get out. And it looks from the top like that may have been effective, because I don't own a pressure pot, and I may have reduced or even eliminated bubbles in there. So I'll probably turn this Friday, and I'll know for sure, and I'll have a cute little dragon egg about 1.5 inches tall. That's what I've got going on. Also, send in your work to the newsletter.
Very cool, Joaquin. Thank you.
Very good.
All right. Well, I'm up next. So I got to spend yesterday with Ron Campbell, and he was doing some very interesting things with pewter and melding it to wood. And I didn't know that I was going to be turning in the shop, but we did. So this is the piece that I made yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
And this is pewter.
Very cool.
And this is still loose because I've got to put a top on it. This will be part of the top that goes on the vessel. So, and the walnut was an interesting piece of wood with all kinds of bud embellishments. But if you've seen my Facebook page, there's some Ron posted a video of me turning it with his tools, because I didn't know I was going to be on the lathe yesterday. I didn't bring my own tools. I was working with him. But this is a lot of fun. I learned quite a bit yesterday. I spent a good 6 hours in the shop with Ron, and I learned quite a bit about pouring pewter. And I had some of the skills already, and I've got a bunch of pewter. I just haven't done it successfully before. But this is where I am so far on the piece. So
How did you
like
check
a demo?
Yeah.
well, now people were asking about that on my Facebook post, and I'm not sure that it would make a decent demo. Maybe I could do a video and show bits and pieces of it, but there's a lot of gluing and waiting for things to set up, and you've got to wait for the pewter to heat up, and you've got to turn, you've got to pour the pewter and wait for it to cool down, and then you go bullshit for 15 minutes, and then you come back and say, okay, is it cool enough that I can take it out of the mold and put it on the lathe, and so on. So I'll think about it because several people have asked for a demo of it. So maybe.
Where,
A video
where are you
demo
getting
like-
your
like what
pewter
was done would be
from,
good.
and what are you using for a mold?
Well, Ron, this was Ron's pewter, and he bought it online in ingot form, and it's guaranteed lead free, and that is a concern. The pewter that I have, I got from a junkyard. I got from a local junkyard at $5 a pound. So I probably have 10 pounds of it in ingot now. It was all relatively recent construction, so it's probably also lead free. And this lead has a distinctive smell, so I didn't smell that when I was smelting it down. But it has a very low melting point. So one of the things you have to be concerned about is heat buildup while you're turning it, while you're shaping it. Like this little ring. I'm shaping this, and if you get it too hot, it'll start to move. It'll start to move on you. But you can buy it online. You can buy it at junkyards. You can buy it in thrift stores. I've been looking in thrift stores and haven't actually found any pewter actually in thrift stores. But my local junkyard had a bin full of pewter. So,
Matt, was that a lost wax casting that you made the ring with, or how did you do it? Yeah,
no, we took a piece of scrap wood, put a tenon on it, put it on the lathe, and made a cavity for it, and then laid it on the table and just poured the pewter in the cavity. And you do the pewter first, okay? So and then you say, okay, I need a piece that you want it to be a little bigger because you're going to be turning it down, and you shape things while they're on the lathe, and then you when you're done, then you make the piece to fit the pieces you've made the pewter. And this got changed in the process because this piece ended up being smaller than what we had originally intended. So this was too big. So I took this down, and it's got a tenon in here. And in answer to the question, so this ring was turned in a piece of waste wood, but this was turned in. This is originally cast. Word cast is what I was looking for. This is originally cast in. We made some templates, and then we used some casting sand. You just push it in. It's very fine sand. And then you just pour the pewter in the sand, and you wait 20 minutes for it to cool down, and then it's good to go. Then we glued this to a piece of wood, glued this to a piece of another scrap piece of wood, and turned the shape and textured it, and so on. So, thank you. Any other questions?
Very cool. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Next up is Mr. Doug.
I'm here. How you doing, everybody?
Hey, Doug.
Turned a fun piece yesterday. Nice little wing bowl, oak. I wasn't sure what it was. It's just a branch. But then as I was taking the tenon off, I developed a hole. So I fixed the hole, but then taking that tenon off, I created a bigger hole. So I've still got some work on that to do, but I think I've got a way to fix that without too much issue. Dremel tool goes a long way. But then today, after I got fed up with that piece, I've been wanting to turn the piece of oak that I got from JJ from the Hurricane Helene wood that he collected. So there's the first of the two pieces. Nice salad. I didn't even measure this thing. I can't even tell you what it was. It's turned out to be 9.5 inches diameter and four-ish tall. Finished with abrasive paste and wax is it. Wanted to keep it food safe. Some nice color places in it. That's natural color there. Then you had the grain forming some nice things. Just very typical oak. Everything about it is very, very typical. So,
It's got a lovely shape to it.
well, thank you. Thank you.
Popcorn bowl.
Yeah, it'd be a great popcorn bowl. Make a good soup bowl. It's solid all the way through. So yeah, it'd be good for about anything you wanted to use it for. It's got a little heft in the bottom. I didn't my 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 thickness calipers have taken a hiatus. I'm not sure where they're at. So they're here somewhere. I saw them just the other day. But anyway, I don't know, not quite sure how thick the bottom is, but it's got a little heft to the bottom, but it doesn't feel bad. It's not overly heavy, so it'll be a good one. Nice little rim. That's downed wood from a storm in western North Carolina.
Very nice. You positioned the grain very well in the middle too. Nice job.
Yeah, looks great.
That's where it was.
Yeah, you'll take it,
Well,
huh?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Nice
And they're
symmetrical log.
You know, typical of oak, I had to sand in both directions. Turned it, felt pretty good, but then when I stopped it and felt the against the grain, it was terrible. So I sanded the other direction. So every other grit, you know, back and forth every time. It was good, and it came out nice. Came out nice.
Very cool. Well,
That's it
thanks
for
very
me.
much.
thanks, Doug.
Thank you guys.
Next up is Ham.
There he is.
I call it a jewelry box,
Oh, nice. Oh, cool.
right?
Oh, that's awesome.
It's
That's
very
cool.
important the distance between needle and that point. Otherwise, we're not open. We're stuck.
That is cool.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yes. Sent the ebony now.
Wow.
Pretty slick.
Yeah. And finish lacquer.
Well done. What type of woods are they, Hein?
I think it's ebony and walnut and maple. And that's I can remember. There's some piece I lie down in a shop. But
We
that's it.
really need to get a photograph of that for the newsletter. Fine.
Right?
You want it?
That's
Okay.
beautiful.
Beautiful. Yep.
Well done.
Very well done.
Thank you.
That's neat.
Yep.
More
That's
magic
awesome.
stuff. Thank you.
When you do that photograph, do one closed and one open, please.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do have one because I sold one of them. This is the second one.
That is beautiful work.
Thank you. That's it. That's what I have.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Next up is
Okay.
Stanley Langford. What you got, Stanley?
Well, I've been watching you guys for a while now, and this is my first time doing this.
Nice.
We're kind of nervous about it, but I've got a few things to show. Well, I really want to learn everything I can learn here, so that's why I'm real. I picked up a lot of different things from you guys already, but here's one piece. Let me see if I can get y'all where you can see it.
Ooh, nice.
Segmented
Segmented
bowl.
bowl.
Nice segment. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Looks good.
I think it's 6 layers, 18 segments per layer, and then a solid oak. And I'm trying to get butter with my bottoms, trying to do some signing, that kind of thing.
Looks
Well,
good.
this oak right here came out of a shed that I tore down and just reworked it and made this bowl out of it. Shine juice, there'll be shine juice. That's
Nice.
one piece. And then I had a storm. Limb broke out of my pecan tree. So this is some pecan
Oh, look at that.
with a captured ring.
Hey,
Yeah.
look at
I did
there.
with my
Wow.
Good
skew.
job. That looks
Nice.
good.
Outstanding.
I'm learning that. It's not quite round right in here, but you know, I'm working on it. I'm learning. So
Looks
that's
like you learned plenty.
Almost looks like it's
my input for tonight, and I'm really looking forward to learning everything I can learn from you guys. I've learned a whole lot so far. I really like the tools that y'all made. I want to make one of those flat rests that I
Scott
can't think of his
showed.
name. So
Scott
yeah,
made.
I'm gonna get my son-in-law does some welding, so I'm gonna get him to weld me up one.
There you go.
And he gave me a good idea about how to do that, so I'm gonna do that. I made some carbide tools and things like that. So hopefully I'll have some more things to show when the weather gets a little warm around here in Virginia. It's been kind of really cold
Yeah.
here lately. So yeah,
Well,
appreciate y'all letting me join you. And looking forward to learning a
bet.
whole lot more.
Hey, we're glad to have you, Stanley. What part of Virginia?
I don't know if y'all know anything about Virginia, but I live in South Boston, Virginia, which is east of Danville and south
Yep.
of Richmond. Right on the
Know them
right
both.
off the North Carolina line, kind of.
Yep. Yep. I know Danville. I know Roanoke.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Dan's
I got
been
family.
there.
I got family in the White Mountains. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yep. Right on. Well, we're
Well,
glad to
thanks
have
for
you along, and it's great for you to pop on and show off a couple of your pieces, and we look forward to watching your progression each week. So
All right. Cool.
appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
You're welcome. Now,
Thank you,
Matt,
Stanley.
who we got up?
Yep. Next up is Leonard. What you got, Leonard?
So tried to do something a little bit different. It's a piece of maple,
Ooh.
and I use different dyes. It is out of one piece. So I used a black, then burgundy and yellow on the top. And then green, black, then green and yellow on the bottom. Just left the bottoms black, but it comes
Oh.
apart
Hmm.
and good place to hide some money.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go, Leonard.
Oh.
So
Is that where I put that 20?
yes, you left it in the tree. I found it, but I got a nice fit.
Finders keepers.
Snaps right off, and
Very nice.
know it's there. You'd never know.
Yes, nice job.
Well, I know what to check when I come visit.
That's
That's
great
all
little
I
bank.
got.
Great little bank,
All right.
Leonard. My
Thanks,
granddaughter's
Leonard.
favorite thing is mushrooms. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm making her.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to put some money in it, though.
Yep. Well, next up is Bob.
Hey,
Hi,
Bob.
Bob, what you got?
Hey guys, yeah, I got a couple of pieces here. You know, Doug Miller showed us turning hollow forms or hollow logs, and so I've made a couple of those. This one here turned out real good. There's not a whole lot holding it here, and this side is cracked all the way through. So it was a job. I should have took a little more off of this and make it, more of a slanted down, but I was afraid to keep going with it, afraid it's going to pop off there. But that is walnut. That's out of walnut, but it turned out real pretty.
Nice.
Look very nice.
Then I have another one here. This one was again a little bigger piece, and it turned out real good. I enjoyed turning them. They were something different that I had never turned before, so I enjoyed that. And then the last piece I've got here is a little piece of walnut, just a bowl. Let me see if I can turn some light on. Maybe you can see it a little better.
Yeah, that's nice.
Wow.
But it has a lot of chatoyance in there.
Beautiful
yeah.
piece of wood.
Super.
Yeah.
Super.
But it was a nice piece of walnut. But it turned out really good too. But anyway, that's all I got. Just 3 little pieces here. So thanks,
Well
Thanks,
done,
guys.
Bob.
Nice little gaggle you got there.
Yeah.
All right, Dane. Well, that's all I've got on my list, so I'm going to send it back over to you.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. It's quite the collection of gallery items we've seen so far. We got 82 folks online right now. We'll be getting to our demo here later towards the top of the hour. At the moment, I want to swing back to Captain Eddie and see if he's got any updates to share or thoughts on what he's seen so far in the gallery. All right, Captain, I got you.
All right, boy, what I've seen in a gallery. Wow. You guys are turning out some beautiful work. I mean, beautiful work. And look, JJ is right behind me, right there. And he says, send in photographs for the newsletter. Yeah, don't forget about it. And take them while you're turning. We want to see some in progress stuff. We like to know what you're going through when you're making this stuff. I mean, we've seen some guys turn out some really fantastic art, and we've heard about this cutting stencils out and doing the coloring and all. Can we see some of that? Can we get some photographs of how you do that type of work? And what are you doing to enhance the work that you've turned? Remember, it's not finished when it comes off the lathe. It's finished when you're done with it. And we'd like to see all the little things you add to it and how you go about it. So if you would share all that with us, because we're here just to do that share wood turning, and it comes on so much better. When I sit here and watch the gallery in the evenings with you folks, in my mind, I'm trying to figure out, how did you do that? How did you hold that? I mean, I'm looking at Bob just now, and Bob's got that piece of holes all over it and broken all the way through, and corners flying off, and Al had the same thing. And you want to say to yourself, at some point, wouldn't you just stop? You know, but then you think it, well, I'm a wood turner, and wood's telling me, don't stop. You know, I can get this, I can go this, I can go that. You feel it, and you know it's coming, and it's developing, and it's beautiful. It's a work of art coming from right here, right here. And that's where we want to get it from. So when you develop those things, especially the difficult ones, think about snapping a photograph every once in a while, doing the progress of the work. We have room for it in the newsletter. This is the greatest newsletter ever dealing with news wood turning. It is the greatest newsletter ever dealing with wood turning. And we're proud to say that, because all of what we do, the meetings, the website, the event that we have coming up in September of 2026, all those things are from the heart of wood turners. There's no big corporation driving this, no sales companies pushing tools on us or anything else. That's not what you're getting here. Folks, you're getting the love of wood turning. And that's why I love this. I can sit here, I can almost need to brush shavings off when I get done. Yeah, because that's what you generate. You generate shavings in my life, and you show me things that I've lost contact with or think about. And especially when you've turned something that's really unique. And then your mind is playing. Tell me, your mind's playing with it too. How did he hold that? How did he do that? Did he drill it? You know, we've seen this, and I'm terrible with names. I can't remember names for anything. But you've seen pieces of night, and as you're sitting there, you're saying, "Is that drilled?" Of course, it's drilled. He's a wood turner. He's going to drill that out. He's going to make it hollow. Oh, from the top of the bottom, what difference does it make? He's an artist. He's going to make it click, and then he's going to finish it off and make it go, wow. And that's what we want to see. We want to see those wows coming to fruition. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Now our wood turning experience, which we call Level Up, is due on table for September 2026. Briefly, there are about 85, 90 of y'all together with us tonight, so we're not going to drag anything too far out. But you know, registrations has been postponed until the fall, and it's a money thing. We don't got none. Okay, so you can't get in trouble if you don't overextend. So we're holding it back until it's fiscally proper to do it, and then we can do it, do registration. But we already worked on hotel rooms. We're working on campsites and RV places for you if you bring your motor home. We're working on activities that are on lathe, off lathe, on campus and off campus. So we get all that together, and every single thing we put together and nail down, we pass on to one guy. Yep, every time we get together, we pass it to one guy. We give it to Dave Rhodes. Y'all know Dave? Yeah, Dave's the guy that put together the world's greatest website dealing with wood turning. Yeah, that's him. That's the guy. Y'all recognize him. He put this thing together, this website, a volunteer, and he put this thing together for us, and it totally is the greatest place to go, because anything you want to see dealing with this organization, not anything, everything you want to see dealing with this organization is in one spot. There are no secret backroom meetings. Well, no, you can't afford a back room. everything we do is on that website, everything we present. So where would I store information about the upcoming event, your wood turning experience? Right there. And there's a special on the top bar in my hand. And I had a picture of it. I can't get my share screen thing to pop up. There's got level up information on the top bar of the
Cap?
website page. That's
Hey,
it.
Cap,
Yay.
we got a neat little like a 3 minute, 4 minute video on this. You want to play that?
Oh, you got it? Because
Yeah.
I'm really having a problem with the right between here
No,
and here.
no, it's quite all right. You're doing fine. Let me do a share screen here.
You
And
can do that.
We'll bring this up.
It's like a voila moment.
Here we go. First, I need to do my sound. Sorry about that. Shared sound. There we go.
Yeah, what's the deal with Technitool?
We're gonna at this moment right now. Oh, hey, wood turners, Captain Eddie here. I have to tell you about an upcoming project. You're going to like this one. Well, you know what it is? It's easy. It's called Level Up. Level Up is going to be your wood turning experience. That's it. Only one like it. You're going to love it. I tell you, this is it's a 4-day project this club is put on organized, directed, managed, operated by the membership of this club. We're getting together, and when? Well, let's see. Check the calendar. September of 2026, on the 17th through the 20th. That's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to be in, of all places, Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. Where's that at? All right, the big arrow shows you it's right in the middle of the state. The little arrow is Green Bay. So if you head towards Green Bay, you see a bunch of guys in green outfits waiting for football, and then go a little bit to the west, you'll find Wisconsin Rapids. It's a nice place, really is, and they got all kinds of activities there. But importantly, they'll have a place for us to have your wood turning experience. Now, it's not the type of symposium or gathering where you sit in an audience with nice flashy boards and all that and watch from 50 feet away or 60 feet away as a guy demonstrates something. You hope you get all the tricks and you might get a signature. Not going to happen there. Here, you're going to be in a room with multiple lathes and coaches that will teach you technique, design, opportunities, actually hands-on wood turning, the kind you really want, the kind you will love. And it's going to be right there, and you get to participate. We've got more than 20 lathes lined up for this experience. You're going to love it. And if you don't turn, but you want to participate in turning projects, we have off-lathe projects, decoration projects, things like that, all kinds of activities lined out. There's a whole lot we've put together in this. And get this, it's all put together by and for wood turners. This is not a big tool show with a little bit of demonstration connected to it, or a little bit of this and a little bit of, no, this is wood turning for wood turners. Now, we've lined up some hotels to give you some great deals, and we're getting all that lined up, and as we do, we put that information on our website. Now, you can make a reservation through the hotel. We'll tell you where you can park your RVs. They got some great deals for that. If you want to do some dry camping or wet camping, that's also available. And if you just want to hang out, hey, that's a great place to hang out. Now, if you want to register now, that's not available. We're going to hold it off until the fall. It's a money thing, how we manage the money. We're very, very careful about this because we can't overextend and fail. We can't spend what we don't have. You understand that? So registration will open this fall, and then you can get in. But make your plans, pack your bags, gas up the truck, It's all ready. We're ready to rock and roll. If you need more information, every week we update this spot. Where? On our website, the world's greatest website dealing with the wood turning, none other than worldwidewoodturners.org. Dave Rose put it up every week. He'll update the level up info. See the little arrows pointing up right there? Level up info. That will have the latest. That will have gospel dealing with this program. Nothing else. This is where it's going to be. No mixes, nothing else. This is the kind of demonstration that you want. You want to spend time with real wood turners, and you want to learn real wood turning and experience what they experience in their shops and learn from them and share with them. That's the thing. Bring what you have, share it. We have gallery, we have prizes, we have all kinds of things. But the most important thing is we have you, the wood turner. I'm Captain Eddie Castellan. I'll see you at Level Up. Don't forget.
That was great.
Thank you. That's it. Folks, we'll be giving you little tidbits each week about what's happening and featuring some of our demonstrators. And we'll show you the lineup we have, because it's important for you to know that these are people that are coming to talk wood turning, not to sell gizmos, gadgets, or their name or anything else. We're just all there for wood turning. And I am so proud of the move Worldwide Wood Turners has made in this move, in this direction, because no one else would dare to do this at this time. It's we left the buck on the table and we're just having a good time enjoying wood turning. I want to see that, really do. This is a really good workup. And real soon I can tell you about a couple of special demonstrators. Yeah, very special. These top of the notch people, top of the notch, because some of them, this might be your only chance to ever get up really next to them and rub with them before they get so famous that you can't get in the crowd. You know, so that's coming up, you know, at least some of them believe that. Okay, but it's all shaping up fine. And remember, if you ever have a question on it, you can write to us and ask us at Level Up at worldwidewoodturners.org. It's Level Up at worldwidewoodturners.org, and we respond to all your emails. We really do. We need to know what you, our membership, wants, because you are the reason we're building this. As I said, we left the dollar on the table. This is about wood turning, folks. Really about wood turning. And it is a fantastic program. Thank you to all the members of the club who are putting this on. I am just riding the bus, really, because this is, we paving the road to Wisconsin. And I'm going to go to Green Bay and go west a little bit. Because I can't find the other place on the map I had. So that's it. But look, be there, be there. Got any questions? Let us know. We'll help you out.
Yes, yes, indeed. All right, wonderful. Great advert there for the shindig that we're going to be putting on at Level Up. So with that, we will be getting to our demo. We have one last minute person for gallery because he's not going to be around later. So I'm going to go over to Todd Phipps here real quick. Todd, go ahead.
Oh, well, thank you. So I had some underutilized wood and a couple of these little jar lid things.
It's a ring.
Panning lids.
Yeah, right. And so, you know, I just took some scrap flatwood and made a little, you know, made a little jar thing and used the tool and embellished the inside of it, you know, to go inside the ring, and then took it over to the laser engraver then and did the top. So you know, just, you know, simple little little project, fast little, you know, just do it in a heartbeat project. And then yeah, a long time ago you guys had said something about show us where you came from versus where you are now type of thing. And so, yeah, in the back like 8, 10, 12 years ago or something, I made 2 of these bowls with a maple bottom walnut segmented ring on the top. And I was really happy with them at the time and whatever, but it's like, man, it's like 3/4 of an inch thick or something in the bottom, and the sides are about a 1/2 inch thick. And I mean, it's what I did 10 years ago, but I
You were
had
damn
two of
proud
them.
of well, you were damn proud of it, weren't you?
I was damn proud of it. And so it was so thick, and I was sitting there looking at it a few weeks ago, one of them sitting on my desk or something. I was like, yeah, I could take that thing and remount it and like, rework one of those and see what it would be today. So this used to look just like that one, but now it's a little thinner and more delicate looking, and maybe a little different,
Shows off the
finish on
grain
it.
better.
And
Shows the
yeah,
grain
and
off
so
better.
it just the whole thing just it looks better. It's cut better and sanded better. There's no tear out in it now. It's
Right.
a lot of stuff for me to sit there and say, it was a long way to
Hey,
come from this to
right.
this,
Wow.
but
You know what
it
you can do?
wasn't either.
Hey, Todd, so that's a perfect example for our segment in the newsletter of then and now. So you got the big clunky then of what it looks like. Take a picture of it, give a brief description of what, how you turned it. And then the second bowl of now, this is how your turning ability has evolved to, not making thick and clunky, aka I love this wood so much I just don't want to get rid of it, to making, a more prim and proper vessel, as you did with the second piece there.
Yeah. So, just a more delicate foot in it, and just,
Right.
everything about it. This one really didn't have a foot. This one lays flat. And
Yep.
I'm at this point now where I don't like no foot. And so everything's got a little foot on it, at least
Right.
in today's world. So, yeah, that's me today. Thank you.
Cool. Right on. Appreciate it. All right. So with that, we are going to go to Michigan, and we have Mr. Ron Pullman, who is going to be putting on a demonstration for us this evening. I think we've got all the technical issues worked out. And so with that, I am a little bit of housekeeping. So it's Ron's demo. Unless Ron solicits participation and questions actively while he's turning, we want to keep our microphones muted. We'll keep our questions to the end of the demonstration. If you have a question, you can throw it in the chat. I'll keep track of any questions like that are in the chat, and I'll ask Ron at the time that's opportune for him when he's doing a tool switch over, or changing to different tool rest or whatnot. So with that, I am going to mute everybody. Ron, you will have to unmute yourself. And so I'm muting everybody now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Let me get you highlighted. There we go.
Okay,
We
great.
got you.
I wasn't sure this was going to work tonight, but
Yeah, you
first
had me on
demo.
edge.
Yeah, I bet I did. Anyway, so hello everybody, and tonight we're going to demonstrate how to make a lidded box, but not just any old lidded box. This is a box that's in the shape of a cupcake, and there, various different varieties you can make. Got another one here like this with a little cherry on top, and you make it even bigger. You can go to something, even bigger than a normal cupcake. To start with, I'd like to say that this isn't my concept. Actually, I saw an IRD by Theo Haralamopu. I don't think I butchered his name too bad, but he's from Brisbane, Australia, and this demo was done about 3 or 4 years ago. He was a really wonderful turner, I think. He's very creative and a great teacher. And these these demos were done by, they were sponsored by Record Power. And Ruby, you were probably there. I don't remember if you were or not, but you usually assisted in these demos. So
Yes.
yeah, okay. So I don't like to take credit for things I don't do, right? And so by explanation of this next part, I had only been turning about 6 months when the COVID lockdowns went into effect. And I watched a lot of YouTube videos and DVDs and IRDs like the one Theo put on. And as you're going to see in a minute, I'm a very detail-oriented person, and I like documentation. So when I was watching the demo, I took a lot of notes. I put together the process, and then I tested it and retested it and wrote down each step and recorded the tools I used and all that kind of stuff because I was a new turner. So anyway, so this is I'm going to show you this what I put together. So this is my low fat, high fiber cupcake box. And with thanks to Theo, if you look at the very top, I don't take credit for this, but anyway, I had to try and figure out how to do this. So I wrote it all down, and this is there's 25 steps in the just doing the base of the cupcake, believe it or not, and then you do the lid. It takes another 22 steps, and Captain Eddie was just talking about documentation. The other thing I did was a little after I did this, for myself, I did a demo for my local club and created a PowerPoint of images, and this is the PowerPoint of how this is done. So you start with a blank, make a taper in it for the taper of the cupcake base, and I had to make a router platform and a router cradle, and you can buy these things online, and I think Theo said Vermec over in New Zealand makes these products, but I'm kind of cheap, so I did it myself. Anyway, and then this goes into how you actually go about setting everything up and turning the base and hollowing it out, and then making the lid. So hopefully this will go well tonight. So that's kind of the end result here. So you go back to my front camera. So anyway, the interesting thing about cupcakes is this is a cupcake pan from our house, right? And I think this is the same size pan or the same size box that Theo made. It's like 50 millimeters on the bottom and 75 millimeters on the top, and about 35 millimeters tall. That's a typical cupcake base anyway. And so I actually like these cupcakes a little taller. I don't think they look too out of proportion by making them a little taller, but if you do that, you can. There's more room for M&Ms or Smarties or jelly beans, whatever you're going to put in them. So let me put these out of the way here. So anyway, you start with a blank about 3 inches square. That's about 76 millimeters square by about 4 inches long, and that's 102 millimeters. And I work in millimeters in the metric system more than I do in the English system because it's just easier to do. I usually start with a tight grain wood like maple, and that's kind of the start of this whole thing. So I've actually turned this around because I didn't want to bore you guys by just turning a piece of square wood round, and I put a tenon on it. And I see a lot of people using calipers to do tenons, but one of the guys at the club made these things up. Basically, it's a Forstner bit, and drill a hole in a piece of wood, cut it off, and then when you're turning, you can actually put this on, and it gets to turn to the right diameter. So I'm going to take this off now. Okay. Let me knock out my. All right. I have one of those Tool Nova lathes that somebody was asking about, right? Whether or not they're going to be in business for a while, but anyway, so basically you turn it around, put a tenon on it, and then you reverse mount it, reverse mount the blank. All righty. I'm having a hard time this today. Let me do it this way. Here we go. All right. All right, now the next part of this is to turn the taper, and the top of the taper, as I said before, was 65 millimeters. So I have again one of these things that I made up to actually set that. I've made a lot of these cupcakes, right? And then about 2 inches down or 50 millimeters down, since I make these taller than a typical cupcake, I'll make a mark at of course, here's my pencil. don't know if you can see this very well, but I'm making a mark at 50 millimeters. And this actually, this whole process, it's I say, Theo is such a good, smart guy. We're going to make the base of the cupcake on this part of the blank, and then we're going to make the lid on this part of the blank here. So it's one piece of wood that makes this box. All right. So let me put on my safety gear here. All right. Okay, first, just make this first one 50 millimeters. Too big. Okay, that's 50 millimeters there, and I'm going to turn this down to 65. Mm. Okay, so that's done. I just realized that this wasn't tight, very tight there. Okay, the next step is to turn the paper from 65 millimeters down to 50 millimeters. And I'm going to use a roughing gouge to do that. Okay, then usually I use a straight edge to try and see if I've done a pretty good job. And actually, not too bad. It's a little bit high here. And I have used a few before to bring it a little more. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. And that's just about perfect. So you may ask, one of the things I did explain was why, if I'm only making the box 45 millimeters deep, why I made it 50, and that's because I'm using a router to cut the flutes in the bottom for the cupcake bottom here, and you need a place for the router to run off. Otherwise, there's not enough room. So anyway, let me get my router table here. Now, the other thing, before I go any further, I'm going to talk about a safety aspect here. You got to turn off your lathe so that you don't, when you're using your router, so that you don't turn on the lathe when you're actually trying to turn on the router, which I've done many times, right? So I'm going to go unplug my lathe. And the cord from my lathe here, right? I'm going to take that and put it over here. Now I'm going to plug in my router. And it's all about being safe here, right?
Yes, looking good.
Okay, good. So this is I should show this, I guess. This is just a table that I made up by myself. It's a piece of 1-inch steel rod. I cut it to size, and then I drilled a hole in the top, and I tapped it and put a 1/4x20 bolt in it, and then I put a piece of this is a wall something you hang on the wall, right? I just found a scrap in my bin at home here. So anyway, that's kind of what I made up.
That works.
Yeah, it works, right? All right. Now the next thing we have to do, you have to line the router. Well, let me show my router too. So this is the router holder I made. Basically, I had a piece of plexiglass laying around, and I cut a couple pieces of maple, I guess, there, and cut it to the right diameter for my trim router, and then put in a 90-degree bit, and this has to cut on the center line. So you go over here to the, there you go. So you have to kind of go over here to the center line of the blade, which I take the best way to do that is with the okay, there we go, like that. So I've actually, I don't know if this comes from the front camera. Probably.
You're set.
I would
You're
have to
setting 2
move this
points.
down.
Your router point to the live center point.
Yeah, the router is to the live center point here, right? Oops, wrong way. Oop.
There we go.
Yeah, the idea is you're trying to make sure you're at the center line here, right? And the other thing I do is I disconnect the handle on my tool rest. You may ask why I do that. Well, because I got to move the banjo, the whole banjo. And there's been many times when I've, instead of undoing this, the handle on the banjo, I've undone it on the tool rest, and it falls down. You got to start all over again. So anyway, I've aligned it to the center line now of the lathe. Now I have to align the front of the
cameras.
Oh, I can do the overhead. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I want to do is align this up, and I'm trying to line the front of this steel bar here with the taper in the cupcake bottom here. And usually the best thing to do is just make a trial pass here. And I'm using the indexer on my lathe. It's a 24 position indexer. I got that locked down now. Right. And I'm going to start cutting my first flute. So the next index position, another flute, right? Now, I don't know if you can see this. Probably, I can't see that very well, but it's not exactly perfectly lined up. That means that the banjo is lined up exactly with the taper, which is it's okay, right? And I don't know if the Tailstock camera will show this or not. Probably not. But it doesn't show it that well. So anyway, what you have to do is you have to fool with it a little bit. Let me go back to where it was set up originally. Locked in. So I'm loosening up my banjo a little bit. Maybe go a little bit deeper. There you go, like that. Okay. Yeah, so I went and reached for the lathe to turn on the lathe. I don't know why you do that, but it's a really terrible thing to do.
Muscle memory.
Can't really do it. Couldn't. Okay. I did it again. Okay, I'm going to do one more here. Now, for the next. Okay, so that's how you do this, right? That's how you make the cuts in the for the flute. Now
Okay.
I'm not going to make you guys watch me while I do a whole bunch of these flutes, right? So I've actually done the Rachel Ray thing, and I've got another one that another bottom that I've already worked on. But the next step you have after you cut all these flutes that are on the outside is you need use there's some sandpaper. Here we go. Use some sandpaper and do a little bit of quick sanding, right? Not very very hard to do actually because this cuts very cleanly. I think. You do this. So this is what I'm doing, basically just sanding these flutes. And what I like to do actually is I use denatured alcohol first, and I clean the slots out. Okay. Then but I shouldn't have done that actually. Should have just told you about it. So the next thing to do is to actually color these, or you can wait and color this after you've done it, after you've completely taken it off the lathe. I've done it both ways. It works both ways. But basically, you just oops, again, you can't see what I'm doing, can you? You just color these blues, the different colors, right?
Oh, okay.
And these are Tombow dual tip pens. Oops, there you go, like that. And you just color it and away you go. So, all right. I'm going to stop there. Take this off now. Okay, it's not going to work. I don't know what I'm doing. Let me take this off here. Let me take the whole thing off. I just need to take this off. So this particular cupcake base, I've already cut all the flutes and I colored it red. You just pretend like it's been sitting in here this whole time, right? Mhm.
Good choice of color.
Well, you can do any color you want. They're pretty anyway. Any way you do it.
No, it shows up great for the camera.
Oh, great. Yeah, it's almost the color of my spots there,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so now I gotta put my lever back in here in my tool rest. Pull this thing out. And I have to, sorry, I'm going out of the camera guys,
You're
but
fine.
I have
You're
to
good.
I got to plug my lathe back in, right? Because I had it unplugged. And I'm actually going to unplug my router. I don't like leaving that thing plugged in.
Yep. Safety.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. All right. So, this is what it kind of looks like from the top, right? And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to, so one of the things I didn't do on the, show that on the, this blank that I just did, you really need to flatten this top before you actually make any of these flutes, because you can have a really big tear out if you're trying to make these flute cuts if you haven't flattened the top yet. So I've actually flattened this one, but you don't need to flatten very far in because you're going to be making a hollow in here, right? So you don't have to worry too much about that. Let me think here. I've actually got two cameras here, one over by the tailstock end too that I can show.
Yeah, look at
So the
that.
next thing, yeah. So
Oh,
the next
nice
thing,
view.
yeah, okay. So the next thing you need to do is to mark this blank for about a 50 millimeter outside diameter of the box. Now, let me show this. So this is what this box is going to look like, and you need to mark this outside diameter here of the lid holder by about 50 millimeters, and that'll become clear in a minute. But so we're going to make the lid fit into that, and we're going to be able to mount it in your chuck. And my chucks are all so it is a G3 Nova chuck. It's 50 million, has a 50 millimeter set of jaws, right? So
Okay. Hey, Ron,
yeah.
real quick, how deep did you cut the flutes?
Well, I cut them until they were actually until they actually made so they look like this, right?
1V.
So
Right.
yeah, so you have to adjust the
You got to do
router bit in and out until it cuts a
right.
nice clean. And I think
So you
actually
do
I think I'm sorry.
so you pretty much do it by eye for the be able to get
Yes,
the full upside down triangle.
yes, that's correct.
Okay.
And you can make it so that it's not as pointy. I put a nice edge on it. I think when Theo did his was more rounded over the top, but I kind of like the look of it when it's a good triangle look like that, right? I'm trying to find some. There's a good picture, maybe. So, so that's how you. I'm sorry, I should have said that's how deep you make the cut. Where did I put my pencil? Here, there's okay. So actually, I marked this already. So I just go from the center over about 25 millimeters, and I put a mark on there, and I'm going to. That tells me where I have to have the outside diameter for the lid. And now I got to take all this stuff off of here. I got all my tools. Okay. And I'm going to actually, use a Forstner bit. This is a 1 1/4 inch Forstner bit I'm going to use to start the hole so I can save some time in hollowing, right? Okay. Yeah, I really ought to turn the speed of my lathe down too. So this is a fuel style belt driven lathe, right? So excuse me for 1 second while I change my belt. Okay. I guess I need to get one of those fancy variable speed lathes. All right. So again, I've made a mark here on the, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I guess you can. The top of the Forstner bit. That's 40 millimeters down, right?
Yep.
Oh, I made my nice cut. Backing this out. All right. Now I'm going to use a scraper to actually scrape out the rest. Now, what I'm gonna need to do is make a lip, right? So do this. Make my lip about an 1/8 of an inch or so. Speed up my lathe again. All right. I don't know. I guess you can see what I'm be doing. One of the things that Theo taught me was that you should be scraping above center, right? And since the fibers of wood are running this direction, it's better to run from or scrape from the inside to the bottom, I guess, is to say to the top. I need to get the nub. Need to go a little bit deeper. Can't really see what I'm doing, but I'm trying to get the nub off now on the bottom. There you go. I think that's it. Now, I'm going to use my parting tool just to actually lower just a little bit here. All right, I think I'm going to do just a little more, make that lip a little bit shallower than that. All right. So that's about the 20th step, I guess, right?
Doing good. Doing good,
So
sir.
typically what I would do now is I would sand. I'm not going to do that for you again. I'm not going to get you guys bored with sanding, but you would sand the inside of the box to make sure it's nice and smooth, right? And then what I'm going to do is cut off the box, right? Now, make sure that I have made a couple of holy boxes before, right? Past Wednesday,
Call
so
that,
that's
call that a bottomless cupcake,
yeah, bottomless cupcake. There you go. I'm going to use
right?
that smaller.
Call that 0 calories.
Yeah, there you go. Too high, isn't it? And you can stick your finger in here, catch it when it comes off. And that's the base, right? So at the end, you can actually put this back in the chuck here because it's 50 millimeters, right? And you can finish the bottom off. It's not very good now, right? But you can finish that off later. So that's how you make the base of the box. Now what we have to do next is make this flat because this is going to be the bottom of the lid. Okay. Over stuff too. Pretty choppy. Not a tear out on the end grain, right? So again, typically I would spend more time and make this really flat and beautiful looking. I can do a little bit more maybe with maybe I'll use my skew to kind of scrape it a little bit.
Looking like a baby butt now.
Yeah, yeah, it looks better now. Okay, so that's going to be the bottom of the lid. Okay, so the next thing you have to do is figure out. Get my little nib there. Okay, so this is actually I can look and see what this is. So it's actually ooh, actually 47 millimeters. Actually, I made this a little bigger than that. It's not really the right size, but probably will work. One of the other things that Theo did is he made this thing called he calls it a calorimeter, right, Ruby? And basically what it is a piece of wood. Kind of show that what it looks like. Yes, there would be the, and I put a ruler on it that's in millimeters here and in inches here. What I need to do, I'm going to make a tenon. And it's got to be the size of the top of the box there, right? So, okay. I think this is wrong. You can tell I'm a new turner, guys, right?
No, you're doing great, Ron.
All right, it's close. And I'm always one for turning a little too much, right? Well, that doesn't fit yet. Yeah, trial and error, right? Okay, so that's exactly right. Good. All right, so I'll turn that. Now what I need to do, I put my pencil. Here it is. Now that what I need to do, this lid is going to fit over the outside, basically, of the cupcake base. I'll show you what that looks like here. So you actually put it in, and it actually sits below. It actually fits into the lid itself, right?
Very cool.
So you have to mark where the outside of the flute is, right? Okay. Okay. So, and my pencil moved. All right. So now, what you need to use is your trusty thin-bladed parting tool to cut a recess into the bottom of the lid. Another one. I've got to cut out where that mark is that I made. I'm going to stop. See if this, it doesn't, so it's not quite, maybe just a tad more
Really got to sneak
wider.
up on it.
Yeah, I got to sneak up on it, right. Okay, so that's going to go in there, but I didn't make this deep enough here, right? So it actually is sitting proud of the bottom of the, where the bottom of the flutes are, right? So I have to cut this back a little bit, which is a good thing I didn't make a totally smooth bottom, right? But it hit it back anyway. Now it's fitting perfectly in there. It's actually a little too tight, but that's okay. What I would typically do is sand this anyway, so it would probably make it a little bit better. But so see what I'm doing. This actually fits inside of the bottom of the lid. Now the last thing to do, you get rid of some of these tools, is to shape the top of the lid, right? And we'll get these out of here. You can do that a lot of different ways, I guess, right? I'm trying to find my tool here. Here, try this. So I usually leave about maybe a 16th of an inch or a millimeter and a half on on the bottom of the lid, and then the top of the lid. You really make it any shape you want, right?
Sure.
And I hope
Oh, it'll be all right.
hope I've made the tenon the right size here. Yes, it is. Okay. Now I can tighten down. I'm going to reverse chuck everything, right? I'm tightening down the lid into the jaws of the chuck. Now, now you have an option, right? And you can make one. Now we're looking like this, right? Let me take the lid off here. We can make this into a cherry-like thing here, right, on the top. Or the option, which I like better actually, is just a dome like this. I'm going to do a dome, but if you're so inclined, you could make this into a cherry on the top as well. I don't see a lot of cherries on the top of cupcakes around here, right? So I typically do a dome. So I'm gonna take a lot off here, right? Like I said, if you wanted to stop about here, this is where you'd start making the cherry on the top. You just basically start making this into a little round ball on the top, but I'm not going to do that. There we go. Way too tall. What am I doing here? And then what I'm going to do is use some knurling tools to put these knurling looking things on it, right?
Nice.
So first you have to get this a little bit smoother. It doesn't have to be super smooth, believe it or not, because you're going to be
roughing it up anyhow.
You're going to be roughing it up anyway, right? So the same thing with the when I was sanding the cupcake base, I actually went just 240 grit sandpaper, and the reason is that actually that ink that comes out of those Tomboy pens actually sticks better, I think, when you haven't got it too smooth. So don't need to do a lot of sanding on this particular project. So basically, you just make the top whatever shape you want. Now the few here I could use to make it smoother. So again, typically I would sand it probably to 240. It doesn't look too bad actually right there. And I got these knurling tools from I guess it's Brown's Best, but these are Wagner knurling tools. They put in different looking patterns based on which one you use, right? And it depends on also where you put the height of the tool rest. It makes a different pattern based upon whether you have that tool rest above center, at center, or below center. I'm going to start the first one below center or at center. And again, I can't be at too high a speed for this. It's got to be like 500 RPM. Move my belt. Oh, wait, hang on, guys. Sorry about that.
No, you're doing okay.
All right.
Don't worry about it. No
Yeah,
demoitis. I don't want to jinx it. You're almost done, but you got this, Ron.
Yeah, it's not doing bad, huh?
Right, you're killing it.
All right. So the other thing you got to be careful of is that your knurling tool doesn't knurl the top of your tool rest either. So you got to pull it back far enough, right? Start this one here. I'm putting a lot of pressure. This is hard wood, actually. Oop. And, I think I had my head in the way, didn't I? Yeah. Like that. So that's the first. Not doing too well, is it? That's a problem with these tools, right? Sometimes they work good and sometimes they don't. I've just lowered the tool rest a little bit. Let's try a different one here. A better pattern. You really can't see it very well. Use a different knurling tool. I'll go above center this time.
About how fast you turn in there, Ron?
I'm at about 400 RPM.
Yep. Okay. That's what I was thinking.
I think you're supposed
Right
to
on.
be. I think you're supposed to be like 500 or thereabouts.
Right.
You do this.
Yeah. Somewhere
You do
between
knurling.
4 and 6. Yeah.
I missed one right here. I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. Okay, so next thing, we have these all of these little pens of different colors, right? And typically what I would do is brush all the detritus off of these, right? And then you pretty slow speed, just the different colors, right? Purple. I put that purple one over here before, didn't I? Okay. Put anything on there, but you get the point, I guess, right? And typically what I like to do is then use a 3-point tool to actually put a 3-point tool. This is a 3-point tool, right? With the, you can see that, probably can't see too well, right?
Yeah, you can see it.
To actually put, delineations between the different colors. I think it looks better that way. I've done it both ways. Taken to I'll take this off so you can see it better, because I don't think you actually saw what I was doing the whole time. Did you? That's kind of the different patterns you get.
Oh, that's nice. And are you
So
using the same type of markers?
yes, these are Tombow. These are all Tombow markers, right? I mean, you can use anything you want. I think that you could probably even use Sharpies if you wanted to. But anyway, that's kind of the end of the demo. Really, the next thing I would do is take the lid off, put the base back on, and I screwed up and made it too big. Anyway, so I would have to use something else to get to the bottom of this box. Typically, what I would do is undercut the bottom of the box a little bit so it sits flat on the table, right? But That's kind of what it takes to make a I'll go back here. Oops,
There he is.
I'm back.
Ron, did you say Tenbo? Is that TENBO markers?
It's Tombow, TOMBOW.
TOMBO. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if you can see
There you go.
hang on here. Got a wire hanging down. Anyway. I gotta find out how to there we go, Tombow. Anyway, Tombow, TOMBOW.
Yeah, somebody will find the link and throw it in the chat. So that's great. What would you do to finish the final product here?
Well, I usually use lacquer, so I just spray them with lacquer, So this has been sprayed with lacquer, I know. So
Can you hold up one of your finished ones?
yeah, this is one that's got the kind of like cherry on top,
Right.
and then this is like more of a dome, and it's got a pretty big dome, right? Pretty tall dome. So, and then this is a really huge one that I made. I think it was a 4-inch square blank that I used. But, it looks like that, right? And then there.
It's given this little project is giving me the idea of, granted, if I had more access to it, but like your maple burls that has all the pins, the external pins, and you turn the lid to where you have all the little pins, standing straight up as the top of the lid. That would look really good.
Yeah, and this one I put a little fake diamond in the bottom of it, right?
Okay, yeah, it almost makes it
in the
look like
bottom
an
of the
eye.
lid. So you can also do the knurling on the bottom of the lid.
Yeah, those are great project.
Ron,
Well,
you did an excellent job, and Theo would be very proud of you.
well,
I'll let him know you did the demo.
yeah, you can tell him I ripped him off, right? But he does a lot better job. He's a funny guy. Actually, I love his the demos that he does because he's got such a great personality. But and then he also, he did something on the top of the lid that I haven't been able to replicate, which he actually used a like a nail set and actually pounded into the wood with a nail set, and then he soaked it in water, and then I don't know how long. It wasn't very long. I don't think it was maybe 5 minutes or something. And those little nail sets actually popped up out of the wood. They expanded, right, and then you
What you
can
do
color
is,
those.
yeah, what you do is you soak the wood first, then you
Ah,
mount the image into it, and then when you dry it, the wood comes up.
oh, okay. I did it backwards. Anyway, okay. So that's another way to do it. And then he also had a way to make a swirl at the top, but I'm not a good enough turner to do that kind of stuff. Where I think he had it was probably I don't know what kind of gouge he was using, right? But anyway, I think he didn't turn the lathe off when it was running, did he, Ruby? I think he just had it vibrating or something and had it make look like there was a swirl on the top of the cupcake.
Right, the lathe
So
was running when he did it, but he
yeah,
had a lot of overhang to create a lot of vibration.
okay, all right, yeah. So
Nice job.
it's hard to replicate something that somebody else does, but
No, I
I'm
think you came pretty close to doing a very good job of it.
Yeah, I think you did outstanding, Ron. You
Great
took the
job. Great job.
inspiration from somebody else and you turned it into your own with your own process, with your own technique. You were
Well, I
able
appreciate.
to you're able to portray all the steps very easily, very very learnable in this demo. There's been a lot of chatter in the chat on when are the plans going to be available. The plans will be available tomorrow on the website. They're sitting in Dave's inbox.
Yeah, those are
his
these
to-do
things here,
list.
right? I actually sent
Yes.
these to Dane, and he's going to put
Yes.
post the whole thing with the including these pictures, right? That's
Right. Yeah,
you
he
know,
got a double set of them because I sent them as well yesterday. So
anyway.
you did a fantastic job, Ron, and
Well,
especially if it's your first demo for the club.
well, this is my second demo total, so that's
It's all right. We've ripped that scab off because
yeah.
come May we'll get you to do something again. So
All right. All right.
Now, Ron,
Great
you also taught a class on this too, so I think you got to count that also.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Were you at
Oh
that class,
no,
Matt?
no,
I helped and
Ratty,
I
no.
consulted. That's for sure.
Yeah. So this is I can't remember who was there. This is when we were doing workshops, right? Our club
Yeah,
hasn't
but
been
we were
able to do
over in
workshops.
We were in Performance Tool.
Yeah, we were in
we were on
Performance
Performance
Tool.
Tool.
Is that Jeff?
Yes, I'm here.
I didn't think you were going to be on tonight.
I didn't either, but everything kind of ended early for my group, so I logged in.
Oh, good. And you're feeling better, I hope.
Much better.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
That's great.
Thank you.
Anyway, yeah. So, yeah.
That'll work. All right.
I'm
Thank you very much,
kind of
sir.
nervous, guys. Sorry about that. If it didn't go exactly as I wanted, but it's that's the way it goes.
You
Well,
did
you're the
great,
only
Ron.
one.
Nicely
You're the only
done.
one that knows that because everything else that came through to us on the video here on Zoom, it looked like you knew exactly what you were doing. Everything that you needed to reach and grab was right where it was supposed to be at. So no worries at all. You made it look
Cool.
so simple for a new person to be able to demonstrate. And as always, I'm always soliciting and looking for new folks to come invite us into their shop. Ron just showed you how easy it is to do. So hit me up.
You did great, Ron. Have you ever seen one of my demos?
Right?
Ron.
So with that,
Nothing broke, nothing. Said as Raffin always says, a demo that goes perfect is boring as sin to watch. So
yeah,
you got to have something mess up, or it's just not exciting.
That's right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing, I got a cold. I got a cold a couple of days ago. It's going away now, but I was worried about my throat. But I guess it turned out okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it works. It works. And then
I
Mr.
appreciate the help
Carver.
I appreciate the help. I don't know if it's Billy or somebody was helping with the audio on
Yeah,
this
Billy.
thing, so
Yeah, it was Billy. I was conferring with.
Hey, the only thing you dropped was your was your wrench for the chuck. That was a good deal.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's not
Well,
important.
I have magnets on my lathe here to catch all that stuff, right?
Hey, Ron, that was very enjoyable. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate it, guys.
That was very enjoyable. I think my grandson's going to get a couple of them.
Yeah, I give them away, and the grandkids really love them. So,
What kind of cutter bit did you have on your router?
it's a 90-degree,
Okay.
just a regular 90-degree bit. I don't know what the name of it is. This is a trim router. I'm trying to show it this way. I should be showing it this way, right? Anyway, it's a regular 90-degree bit with a 1/4-inch shaft, and a trim router. So.
Right.
Looks like it's
That's very
the same style of what Mr. Duxbury was using on his fluted inlay.
Yeah, he did that 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Once again, thank you very much. And so with that, let me go see if Captain Eddie is still on and see if he's got any thoughts on what he just saw.
He's there.
There he is. All right, let's
I'm
swing over
here.
to Captain Eddie.
I'm right in. Oh, wow.
We got you, sir.
Blink, 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 blink. Okay, I'm back. That was really good. That was a good demonstration. We saw a lot of technique, some good buildups. And as soon as he pulled that router out, I thought, where's Duxbury? I mean, and then, right there. So you saw how it's done. Good idea. And those little containers make great gifts, gifts. And you can put special little things inside of that, like rings and doodads and bubbles, and pardon me, make up a couple of earrings that you can put in there, for little girlfriends that you're gonna make happy. But that's a good demonstration. Another good demonstration. The plans will be on our website tomorrow. The greatest website in the world dealing with wood turning is worldwidewoodturners.org. And where else will you be able to see a free demonstration of high quality, this kind of detail, those kinds of shots, and the very next day you get free plans on how to do it again, and you got all of this for free. Huh? It's right here. It's right here, and only right here, folks. That's right. WorldwideWoodTurners.org. And when you go to our website, go up to the top hand of the website on the right hand side, and there's little things just level up. That's where you should get all the details on our wood turning experience. That's right. We're going to have one in September 2, 2026, and we have special information. And every time we make a deal and get something firmed up, get something lined up, because this thing is going to be we paving a way to Wisconsin. Every time we get something lined up, it's going to be on our website. So there's no hiding, no sneaking around or anything else. It's how it's going to be. And that's the place to go. And JJ's sitting in the back. I know he's been turning wood and playing around on his lathe while we were doing the demonstration. JJ, we can see you. We know what he's doing. I envy you. Kick off the dust though. But JJ's looking for photographs. Yeah, these little pieces. Now, you saw how he did it, but did you play with the idea that you can take that and twist it around a little bit? You didn't get that, huh? Or that those grooves don't really have to be, yeah, or they don't have to, You see, what he gave you was the basis of a great project, the basis of a great project. Now you throw that in your brain and you come out with something that's really, really cool. And then you decorate it. Right, Matt Harbor? You go into it and you decorate it. I mean, we've only seen plain. Do one of those things and give it to Harbor. See what he can do to it, But have a little fun with it. Create it. Let her work on you a little bit. And every time you make one, take a picture and send it to us. We don't get enough photographs. We really don't. And if you come up with some in progress slides or photographs of how you do this, how you hold it. I am truly a nut on vacuum holding. Really am. And a lot of these things, these small projects, I'll look at them and say, you know what? I could build a jig out of PVC, because I'm no good plumber. And to do this, to hold that back. And I rely a lot on vacuum to do that. It teaches you to be a better turner. If you say, well, that's kind of risky. Well, if you're chopping away at wood, it's risky. But if you're making good slices, it's technique. So we'll work on that a little bit for you. You come up with those ideas, share them with us, please. Don't hold on. I see on the front page of our website this week, we have a carving vise that one of our members made up, show you how to do it. That's a hard thing to work with. And especially if you turn something, should be one that goes into, oh yeah, there is. Yeah, we're looking for a detail, how you make one that you could put your chuck in and leave the piece. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You got one in your shop? Right, we like to see all about it. So if you got something to show tonight for gallery, all you have to do is say, I have something to show, put it in the chat. We'll call up on you and get there. If you got a problem or a situation. We saw one brand new member tonight that hadn't been showing anything with us yet. Welcome. And there's room for you too. And remember, we have a no but guarantee. No matter what you show, no matter what you show for gallery, no matter what you do, absolutely positively, not one single time in this meeting can we say, I like that but. The but can't come out. That's the no but guarantee. No, we're not here to critique your work. I don't think any of us are qualified to critique your work. I'd be offended if somebody thought they could critique my work. It's mine. Not yours. It's mine. Yeah, I'll be hollow like that. But I want to show you what I've done. I want to give you a chance to share with me. But better than that, see that little piece you saw a few minutes ago from Ron? I want to give you something that you can go and better. I know. I'm going to give you an idea. You can go better. So why don't we do that? Let's see what this come out tonight. And if you do something, give credit back to the turner that made it. There's no such thing as copying. We're just imitating. That's an easy way to put it. All right. If we got something to show folks, let's go to it. I'm Captain Eddie.
Matt, I think we got some.
Who's
Matt, we
up?
got some folks ringing in.
Yep,
Who
yep,
we got up
we
next,
got
Matt?
we got some takers. So
Let's go. All right, roll.
Peer pressure. Peer
So first
pressure.
up
I
is
love it.
Norm said he's got some stuff to show.
Hey
I
Norm.
love seeing
Howdy.
that mount. Oh my goodness.
So I had a little bit of time in the shop. My aunt wanted a candy dish, so I made her a candy dish.
Nice. What
Nice.
kind of wood is that?
That's ash, and then I put a cherry. This is cherry up here, and this is ash bowl.
Oh wow. Got it. Nice. Pretty
I had
great.
another friend that wanted a bowl, so I made a cherry bowl.
Oh,
that's
wow.
cool.
Beautiful.
This today.
Love it.
I love how you got the sapwood in it. Very nice.
Thank you.
Right?
Really is.
Not bad at all. What kind of finish you gonna put on them, Norm?
I put tried and true.
Oh, okay. Okay. Very
Actually,
good.
it's kind of my favorite so far. I've only used lacquer, tried and true, and polyurethane, and I like this one the best.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a very forgiving finish. It's a good finish.
Yeah. I'm open to suggestions if somebody's got more experience than me.
Well, if you like shiny stuff, making a mirror gloss on it, I've got a process step by step on how to do that with polymerizing tung oil.
Oh, okay.
And I've got it's in the newsletter, so it's in. I can find I want to say it's volume 3 or volume 7. I can't remember which one, but it's somewhere around between volume 3 and sorry, not volume.
Norm, Captain Eddie here. Norm,
Number
look that one up.
3 and number 7.
Norm, go look for that one. That is well worth the trip to look for that finish and practice it. Boy,
right.
man, I like it.
Good. Yeah, I wrote it down here, so I'll try to look that up.
Hmm.
Thank you.
And then if not, Norman, I'll write you. I got your name now, so I'll look you up online and I can send it to you.
Real good. Thank you.
Or somebody in the chat here will find the link and pop it in as well. So just hang out a little bit. I'm sure somebody will find that link from the newsletter and get it there for you. So, but yeah, for sure. Great job.
Thank you.
I love seeing your wall mount. I love that.
Yeah, I got that done.
Beautiful. That is beautiful.
I got that
Did you
done.
catch
When
it?
it was warmer.
Yeah. Did you catch it yourself?
I did. Yeah.
How much did it weigh?
That one was 85 pounds.
Wow.
Excellent.
How long did it take to bring in?
About 45 minutes.
I
Wow. Nice.
I got that in Mazatlan, and then I got a blue marlin in Hawaii, and that was 15 feet, 350 pounds.
Wow.
Wow.
I asked my wife if I could mount that one. She said, "Yeah, as long as you build me a room to put it in." It didn't get mounted.
Right.
That sounds
Wow.
like a fair deal.
Yeah.
Right.
She thought it was a good deal.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Great,
Thank you,
Norm.
Norm. What else you got, Matt?
Hey,
We got
Dane.
Terry. Terry's very excited to show some stuff.
Hey, Dane. Or
Yes, sir.
Captain Eddie.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, right after Terry gets done showing this, we got a bunch of new members that probably don't know how to get the member list. We might want to mention that.
Oh, yes. Good idea. I'll do that after Terry here.
All right. Okay, well, I did get in the shop for a while this week between a lot of other things to do. Mostly what I did was try to see if I couldn't find my workbench that's covered up with about 50 pieces that I started that never finished. So I went playing. This is a piece of mesquite bowl. I did this a couple months back as a demo of our club. They wanted to do an elongated bowl. And it didn't go well, as demos don't. None of this inclusion showed up until I got to the bottom. I got to the bottom and it was so bad I was afraid I was going to lose it, so I had to stop. but I went home. I filled it with coffee grounds. They come out okay. But it's just mesquite. I put tongue oil on them, and I'm not that happy with it. For some reason, it didn't act the same on the mesquite as it did on the other woods I was using it on. And then I got the other bowls. This was on there, and just put some turquoise in it. It's full of wormholes. It's pretty beat up, but I got it done. And then I had two of them. It was actually one log. That's what it was when I started. So I got two bowls out of it. They come out pretty good. The mesquites are
Always
beautiful.
nice.
This one didn't have the wormholes as bad as the other side did. The other side, the worms got it pretty good, but did pretty good. Right now, I got about a 16-inch piece of hackberry bowl. Excuse me, on a lathe, and it's pretty funky. I think I got it stabilized. I'm going to be able to save it, but it's pretty funky. Maybe I'll have that to show next week. And that's about all I got. Been playing with some other things. There was something, but I forgot what it was.
Nice job, Terry.
Beautiful work,
That's
Terry.
what I've been
Beautiful.
doing.
I like the long wing bowl like that. I like making those.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get it perfect, but it worked out. I didn't get the sides of it right. I'm too thin here and thicker here, and I didn't get it quite right. But I won't tell nobody.
It looks nice. I like doing that. Those look nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool, Terry. Dane, do you want to talk about how people get access to the member list?
Yes. So we have a contact list, and it's always growing every week with individuals' contact information. So one, if you would like to be on the contact list, here in the chat, put in your name, what details you would like to have on the contact list, and we keep this list very closely guarded. The webmaster Dave Rhodes has it, and also I have it. So if anybody is wanting a copy of the contact list, they either get a hold of Dave Rhodes through the webmaster at Worldwide Woodturners email address, or by contacting myself. And I can throw my email into the chat here as well for folks that want to do that. But aside from that, the contact list is not released to anyone other than members of the group here. We used to have it online, but the attack spammers, they constantly want to try and figure out a way to hack our password encryption that we had loaded on it, and we just, the webmaster Dave Rhodes, he just got tired of dealing with that, and we took it offline. And so now, you got 2 points of contact to attain a copy of the list. So throw in your contact details in the chat. You'll get on the list. It's a great way to be able to chat and talk with members, and especially with those that have done a project, or they kind of come across that when they're talking here during the meetings, and it sounds like they know what they're doing. They're a good resource to call up and help you out. The majority of people here will get on and do FaceTime to and throw a block of wood on and help you through whatever dilemma you may have. I know I spend a lot of time talking with folks. I know Scott does. I know Capnetti does. I know Matt does. Cade. There's a lot of people that spend a lot of time on here helping others out, because that's what we do. It's Worldwide Woodturners helping Worldwide Woodturners. And yeah, so that's how you do it. So I see we're getting some details coming into the chat here. Like I said, I'll throw my email address in here and my cell phone number, and I'm always taking phone calls, and sometimes I take way too many phone calls, and it pisses my wife off. But she understands. So, with that, Matt, do we have any else? Any other
We
takers?
do. We do. We've got John is up next for gallery. What do you got, John?
Well, I've got a off-center bowl, and I think it's out of maple. And as you can see, it is off-center, sort of after Duxbury's bowl, but I didn't use his chuck, and that's the bottom of it. So I plugged it in here, and then I had the sides coming down fairly straight, and I wanted to do something on this side, so I have taken some wood off so it makes this part a little bit steeper. Anyway, that's it. I used 3408 as a finish, and then I've buffed it with steel wool because I don't like a shiny surface. I like a matte surface more.
Nice job. That's real cool.
Yep. Nice
That's
job.
right, Joe. Thank you.
Gotcha. Nice work, John. Next up is Roger. What you got, Roger?
Okay, I have 2 yarn bowls that I made that I finished this week.
Wait.
Nice.
Very nice.
So, and one of them actually has, if I get it turned right here. You can see that it's hard to see, but there's 2. It's just before the crotch. So you can see that both of them there.
It looks like a heart.
So I made a 1 yarn bowl a couple months ago, and 2 people decided they wanted one too, and they want them deep. So they don't have to worry about their ball coming out. So I made them ingrain.
Cool.
So
Fantastic.
That'll work. Yeah, very nice.
Very cool.
Nice
Thank you,
job.
Roger.
all righty.
Albert, who needs to turn his camera on, is next. Al, you going to put your camera on for us?
Yeah, if I
There
could
he
keep
is.
moving in order here. Jeez.
Al said he's got something else to.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking, a little while back, I made this chalice with captured rings, a little collar on it. I think it's cypress, and I have lacquer. But I enjoy making these. I like they're very good gifts for people. A lot of people like them. Whenever I show them, they like them. They're very simple to make. So, just another thing to show. So give somebody some ideas. That's what I have.
Fantastic.
Standing.
Very cool. Very cool.
Nice,
All right.
Al. Good.
Thanks, Al.
Well, guys, thank
Birdhouse
you.
Bob. Birdhouse Bob says he's got something to show. What you got, Bob?
Hey, how you doing? Well,
Hey, Bob.
y'all probably be surprised to see this, but I made a birdhouse.
Woo!
I made one on a stand.
That's excellent.
All I need though is a statue of a little man leaning against a lamppost smoking a cigarette.
That's awesome.
Very nice.
And I've got a platter. I took a class under Dennis Fuge at John Campbell, and we made this platter.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's
Wow.
beautiful.
Very cool.
That is beautiful.
Yep.
And if you
That's gorgeous.
look at it, you can see through it.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
wow.
How'd you do that, Bob?
Great
We
use
did,
of walnuts.
Hey, Stu.
What's
This is calcite and resin, and then these are sliced walnuts with resin in them. These have yellow resin in it, and this is blue. and we dyed the calcite, and then we sanded and sanded and sanded and sanded.
Man, that looks great, Bob.
Stones don't cut very well with gouges.
No,
Yeah,
don't.
sort of have to grind through them. And then we
That's
turned
why they made angle grinders for us.
we turned a trough in it, and then turned the bottom of the trough away, so that it looks like it's two pieces.
Mm-hmm.
That is beautiful.
Goodness. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yes.
That's what I have.
Very nice job.
Nice
Well,
to
thank
see
you.
you,
Very
Bob.
nice. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Next up is Gary, who's got something to show.
He's muted though.
That
No, he's
doesn't
not.
beat me.
You got
We
it.
got you, Gary.
All righty. I'll back up a little bit. So, mesquite bowl,
Very nice.
and I had a little bit of trouble with the tongue oil finish on it. Also, it didn't do well, so I've had to sand it back out, and I'm gonna do something else finish wise.
You
We're
gotta
gonna
wait till that sun comes out and starts cooking in your
yeah,
vehicle.
get some humidity gone.
Right? Yeah. Amen.
But I've
great
still got to
great
sign
looking
it,
bowl.
do a few things, but
Yeah.
made for a real
I
pretty
love
bowl.
Yes, sir.
It does.
Piece of mesquite I got at SWAT.
Good place to get mesquite.
Yep, that's a good place to get mesquite.
Yep.
Right.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks very much. So Ron, our demonstrator, has something to show us tonight. What you got, Ron?
There. Yep. That's what he wanted to show us.
Nice graphic.
I've seen-
That's a
I've
beautiful
seen that
graphic.
symbol.
That's awesome.
OBS symbol.
Uh-oh. You're not seeing it, are you? Hang on. I
Yes,
gotta
sir.
Turn your
How's
camera.
that?
There you go.
There you are.
Much better.
Hey, change.
So I changed. So my
I don't know. I think maybe that last picture was better though.
yeah, yeah. I'm not very photogenic, I don't think. Anyway, my one of my sisters has just moved. I'm making a bunch of bottle stoppers for her, right? So this one is, we got a Texas quarter in it. She just moved from Texas to South Carolina.
Oh, pretty.
This one is she's just starting to grow mushrooms, and this has got South Carolina quarter on it.
That's too cool.
And this is when they were in Missouri. So I'm from Missouri originally too. That's where we grew up, and it's got a Missouri quarter on it, and then a little stand I'm making. It's not finished yet. I'm still working on everything, trying to.
Oh, there you go.
Finish on it. Can't really use a lacquer this time of year. It's inside, right? But anyway, that's kind of.
Those are
A
awesome.
little thing trying to make for her. So anyway,
Wow.
Everything's important to her. There, she just started making mushrooms. She was really she still is in the Indian paraphernalia, right? American Indian paraphernalia. So this is kind of a
cool.
talk about that. So, and they like wine, so that's the wine barrel.
Everything looked great.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. I do more than boxes. Sometimes we do bottle stoppers and bowls.
Well, very cool. Well, thank you, Ron. That's the end of my list for my second pass at the list, Dane. So I'm going to send it back to you.
All right. Wow. Well, we got our 10 submissions. I guess I shot too low, and I should have asked for 20.
Night young.
Scott, I think you're working on a tool. You want to give us a brief synopsis on the tool that you're working on?
Guess not.
You can always tell me no. You're muted.
I just had some tools that I had started for a demo that I'm going to do for you guys in a few weeks, and Dane said he was having some audio issues, so I pulled them out so that if he needed a quick setup for a demo, so we didn't miss a demo. So I don't want to give away all my secrets, but I can show you something I did finish. I did finish my tool rest this week. It's all bolted together.
Wow.
On it. So
Fantastic.
it works great.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, it is.
So how much do you have total in that, Scott? About $12.
So I bought the round shaft, was 4 feet long, and I paid $10 a foot for that. So this is about 5 inches long. So there's $5 there. And I think the steel plate, the 3-inch steel plate, was probably around $20, and I'm going to get tool rest out of that. So I probably got about $15 in the whole thing.
That's a great deal there.
Not bad.
You know, and a couple bucks for the bolt, obviously, but you know, that's minor compared to the rest. Compared to what you pay for these, that's
right. Yeah, compared to $70-$80, you know, online, you know, for the, you know, insert name.
Right.
That's a outstanding DIY box rest.
And I got enough left to make a second one if I want to make a second one.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
So I mean, so for that piece of plate, you know, you get enough. But if you really wanted to do this cheap, I would go to the junkyard and see if you can get a leaf spring. The very top leaf spring is straight; it doesn't have a bend in it. So you could use a leaf spring, and a lot of times you get those for a couple bucks because they're just throwing them away anyways, just scrapping them anyways. You pay for them by the pound, and right now steel's only like a couple bucks a pound. So yeah, you can make a lot of things that way that are, and I probably got an hour in this, maybe hour and a half total making it. I drilled this bar on the lathe, so you can use your lathe to drill, get the bar and get the hole straight in the bar. If you don't have a drill press, you can use a lathe. The rest of it you could drill by hand if you had to. So, and the rest of the tools I'm going to save, Dane. I'm not going to show off what.
Okay, no worries.
Give it away.
No, it's kind of filler to allow me to run in, and I've got something I can show off and briefly talk about before I go in to take care of my cats. And then let's see, we got a couple more folks that have popped in, so which is really good. So this is a piece of cedar that I turned. This was my first hollow form. Oh God, maybe back in 2016. And so I made this with homemade tools, a chatter tool for the embellishments on top, and a little finial, and it's a snap cup.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
Good job.
Beautiful.
Good job.
And
Is it
so
walnut?
no, it's cedar, which is crazy because there's no cracks in it.
Is that Western cedar or what?
That is crazy.
It came from an old boy out in, I can't remember now if it was in Roanoke, Virginia, or straight down in that corner of North Carolina. I can't remember, but it came from that area.
Yeah, that'd be Eastern red cedar.
That'd be Eastern red cedar, yeah.
Yeah, so you know, just a plain boring bottom. But yeah, this was my first foray in the hollow form turning. So it's a lot thicker than what I turn now. It's probably pushing 5/16 of an inch. But yeah, anyway, so I just thought I'd show off, you know, my first hollow form, and of
I like
course I made it with homemade hollowing tools.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's me. All right, so go ahead and jump back
So-
into the. I think Howard is next, and then Dave Rhodes has got something, and then I will be right back. I got to go take care of my cat that's got to be medicated, so I'll be back in about less than 10 minutes, but I'll be listening.
Sounds great. Yeah, Howard's been busy. I've seen a lot of your posts this week, Howard, looking for some make us amazed.
John gave me some Chinese chestnut, and it was full of nails. I mean, I dug nails out of this thing. But anyway, it's a hollow form, and this is Chinese chestnut, and so I dyed it black, and then I used liming wax to fill in the open pores on it. So it's 14.5 inches high, about 10.5 inches in diameter. So
beautiful.
It looks beautiful.
But anyway, the nail holes where I dug the nails out, and I think right there and right there and somewhere. I think right there. And I said that right there a while ago. But anyway, I fill those in with black milliput, which is a two-part epoxy putty. And that stuff is getting expensive, especially the shipping rate on it. But anyway. So anyway,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Very nice, Howard.
about like a watermelon, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, Howard,
What kind of hollowing tools do you use to do
I was
something
just
that
gonna ask that. I was just gonna ask that.
Well, I usually I start with the Trent Bosch stabilizer, but it's only good for about 5-6 inches. And then I got a Lyle Jameson hollowing outfit that I can go on down in here deeper. And I got a 1 inch bar that can reach on down in here pretty good. So,
Cool.
well, anyway, there's the bottom. I got kind of carried away with the dye. Didn't realize it till I was putting the wax on it, and I looked and I said, "Oh Lord, what a mess that is." So, but anyway,
Got video hooked up for the 1 inch.
Pardon?
You got video hooked up for the 1 inch bar that goes all the way down, or you do that with a laser?
Yeah, I got. It has a laser and everything, but I don't trust that too much. I keep. I have calipers that can reach down here, and I keep turning a little bit, use the caliper and everything. And one thing on hollowing, if everything's going real good, and you think, "Oh boy, this is real nice hollowing," you're gonna go right through the edge. You'll go right through the side of it.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know that.
I've
I've done a bunch like that. Okay.
On that Trent Bosch, though, you got video,
somebody
right?
tell you that?
Pardon?
Did somebody tell you that?
No, that's HK Hard Knocks, University of Hard Knocks. There, yeah.
On that Trent Bosch system, though, you got video set up for it, right?
Do what?
You got video set up for that Trent Bosch system, right?
Are you saying laser on the Trent Bosch?
Video.
Video.
Do I have
Camera.
Oh no. No, I
No,
bought
you-
it secondhand. A guy, one of our lay members, wood turning members, died and left a bunch of stuff, and he had a real early Trent Bosch stabilizer, but it was taken apart and it was in about 5-6 different drawers. And I searched for an hour and a half, finally got it all back together, but the laser was missing. And so I don't know if the best laser there is the Tim Yoder laser. Laser. That is, man, you're wasting your money to buy anything else besides that. So Tim, if you're listening, I hope you give me a discount on something, okay? Anyway.
Yeah, fat chance.
I've got the
yeah.
I've got the Lyle Jameson system myself with the big deep boring bar, and
Okay.
I made a laser for it because the one that comes with it, when it gets
Oh.
vibrating, it shuts off. So I made one that plugs into the wall, and it
Well,
works
hey,
really well.
I hope Lyle Jameson's not listening, but that's the cheapest, crappiest laser you can buy.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I was kind of pleased with the way the grain pattern comes out on this. I don't know if y'all can see it.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can see this.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's just plus there was lots of season cracking going on this piece of chestnut, and so anyway.
Hey, Howard. Now, when you have the 1-inch bar that you said you went down to the bottom with, now is that without putting your tool rest down inside there at all?
No, no. I got a 1-inch bar on that a guy named Jack Caps made for me, and it'll go right down there, and it'll fit right onto the Jameson hollowing outfit, and it works great, works fantastic. So,
you did a
and
nice
this is
job
kind of soft too. This is kind of a soft wood. It's kind of texture like poplar, juniper poplar, and so it's not like oak or anything. So it cleared out pretty good. Plus, there was holes here where the shavings could come out, and I kind of peeked in there and see where I was also. So anyway, that helps when you have holes on it, various places.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Very nice, Howard.
Was that a log or a timber?
Just hollowed out a piece of mesquite with ring shank. I didn't have to blow it out one time.
Yeah, right.
Was that a log or was that a timber that you started with?
It was a log.
Okay.
And right there is the pith. I don't know if you can see it right there.
Gotcha.
And for some reason, the pith was, it's not hollow like usually are. So I'm not this first piece of Chinese chestnut I've ever turned. And John's always coming up with wood, and half time we don't even know what it is, but anyway. But where this tree was standing, boy, they loved to put nails in it. Maybe it helped make better chestnuts. I don't know. I don't know if this even made chestnuts, but that's what they call it, Chinese chestnut. So,
did you have anything else you wanted to show tonight, Howard?
I guess I could.
I don't want to force you to doing something you don't want to do.
Hey, Scott, educate me real quick. What's the difference between a log and a timber?
A timber would have been like something that was hand hewn or out of an old building that you repurposed.
Oh, okay.
And usually they have the pith in them like that. That's why I was curious whether it was started out as a square timber like you'd see in a barn or an old log cabin.
Yeah, a beam.
A beam. We call them timbers here.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty big piece of timber. This is ambrosia maple. In fact, around here we call it chocolate ambrosia maple because the chocolate part's the whole tree, and I had cored it out, and so this pretty big bowl here.
That's beautiful.
Came
That
out.
is gorgeous.
I don't know if you can see it.
Super.
I don't know if see inside, and then got the separate one. Then the two small ones. Yeah.
They're gorgeous, Howard.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, this rotten part right there fits right there with that rotten part. It's amazing. You think the timber or the lumber is clear, and you get in there, especially cedar, red cedar. You get inside. Well, Purple Heart, same way. You get inside, all of a sudden there's voids and all kinds of weird things. Anyway, that's the small one there. Little salad dish, I guess. But anyway,
And which coring system did you use?
I got a McNaughton system, and yeah, I love it because you can vary. You're not stuck with just a spherical or a ball shape. So, but anyway, I think that came out pretty good.
Sure did.
It
Beautiful.
sure did. Love the grain and the ambrosia in there.
Yeah. But this is amazing, that chocolate ambrosia. It's just solid chocolate all the way through. So that's rare. Man, if you can find one of those, you better grab it.
Hey, Howard, would you be interested in doing a demo on that McNaughton system sometime?
Oh, I sure would, but I do not have the internet set up on my shop.
Right. Okay.
We can use your phone. All we got to do is use your phone.
Hey, Howard.
Yes, sir.
Tommy and I need to talk to you about that. We're thinking about offering to do the Wednesday nights before our regular meeting.
Yeah.
And set up at Jack's earlier. So
we'll
shut
talk. Up, Gary. Shut up. Shut up, Gary.
Right?
Shut up.
Even Tommy's offering to do some demos. So we're gonna talk about that after we all get over our COVID. We had guys, all of y'all that are on there, we had a super well, what they call it? Super. Our last meeting, about half of us came down with COVID.
Yeah, we had a meeting Saturday before last, and I came down Sunday night, and Gary, you came down when? Monday, and John came down Monday night. And I think about half the group there came down with COVID, so I'm just now getting over it. So
Karen came down with it Wednesday and said she's gonna have to tell Jack Cap she didn't love him no more.
Well, Betty came down on Thursday evening. She came down with it.
Oh God!
And boy, is she mad at me. God, man, alive. I told her I had nothing to do with it. I was just there, and
yeah, we were just there.
We were just there.
Guilty. Guilty for standing. All right, that's great. Good stuff there.
Now
Howard.
the other thing was that about half the people that came down with it had the vaccine.
Yeah, I had the vaccine. Boy, I tell you how good that crap is.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys figured that out yet?
Right. Yeah.
Only reason I took it is my wife. She browbeat me till I finally went to take it. Now now I'm letting her have it about it.
Well, just think how sick how worse you might have felt if you hadn't got the vaccine.
Well, that's what she told me.
Well, it's kind of funny.
Well, we'll go. I doubt that, but let's. This is an after hours conversation. We're not going to have it during the wood turning meeting here. So, Dave,
we'll get back to the handing them out.
Oh. And then for the folks that are on here that don't know, this is Dave Rhodes. This is the man we owe everything to for the outstanding website that we have. What he does is so valuable to this group. And he's put together a website that is second to no other website out by any turning organization. So, Dave Rhodes, the floor is yours.
All right. At the end of my show and tell, I'm going to actually take you onto the website for a moment just to show you two items that are brand new out there. And they're only there because people ask for them. So please ask for things, and I'll try to get them on the website if I can. I don't tend to turn a lot. That's why you very seldom see me turning or showing something, because I have several problems. But we'll ignore those. Those don't matter. Recently, I've gotten permission to go back out in the shop, and I've been turning ridiculous little things. And the ridiculous little things I do tend to not get completed because I'm Lazy? I don't know what it is. I get
because you're maintaining the website,
and then I never finish it. I'm sorry, but one of the things was I have a friend that likes bowling, so I was making some bowling pins, but they weren't intended to be bowling pins. I'm hoping to turn them into salt and pepper shakers, and the type that are what do we call it, holeless, if you know what I mean, from the demo.
shaker.
These haven't been completed yet, and this one I screwed up because I should have drilled the hole first. We're going to ignore that. That's one of the problems why I don't finish things. But this is going to get done eventually. And so I thought I'd point out that I'm making an attempt this year to actually get out. And since I'm feeling better and I can do it. Today I was working on, as I say, I never get these things done before I jump onto something else. So I was trying something today, which I'm still turning. It hasn't been turned completely rather than successfully. And I've been enjoying this. So I'm enjoying learning things from this club. There's no question. And hopefully during this year, you're going to hear more from me. I'm going to be a pain in the neck and you're going to see things that are partially done, then you might end up seeing them done a little later. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's all right. It's all right, Dave.
And again, I decided I needed something, but I don't know how to turn threads, so I cheated, and I ended up using something that allowed me to make this a threaded item that kind of matches, but it didn't quite match correctly when I got done. So I ended up putting a spacer in it, which involves being a rubber spacer because I couldn't get it to match up right any other way. I have to admit, I'm going to have to keep working on this concept so that I can get the threads to actually match up correctly.
So
but
Dave,
I thought today would be a good day to show you how marginal my turning is. I don't know
no worries
because I'm enjoying myself. That's all that matters.
So
that's what matters. That's
so
exactly
Dave,
what
so the process of matching up your threads, it's not about, nobody is perfect about putting in the threads to get them perfect. You have to trim the male threads to make them shorter. You have to trim, and sneak up on it. But that's how everybody does it.
I will take this back out in that case, and I will try trimming it correctly. As I was trimming it the last time, when I say the last time, when I was trying to do this and get it to match, I noticed it was getting further and further off, and I realized I needed to think about this. I was trimming the wrong part because it was slowly getting further and further this direction rather than the other direction. And I thought, okay, let's think about this. We can fix this, but it's going to take more thought. And as I say, I always get partially through things and then I move on to the next. I shouldn't do that. This year, I'm
no, it's fine.
Hold me to that by saying, where was that thing you were going to fix that you never fixed?
Dave,
I call all these a recovery eventually.
You remember what I?
Can I get away with that? I don't know if I can. Anyway,
remember what I call those? Remember what I call those projects that are half completed, or I'm going to get back to it, or I'm going to wait until I know how to do it better. Remember, that's what I call the slacker stack. You just set it off to the side, and I pulled this from the slacker stack. This is what I started with, and this is what I finished up with.
There we go.
So no worries there. Slacker stack.
And I'm going to try sharing something here. And again, what I'm about to share is not something that's extraordinary. It's just a fact that some people were asking about it. And I thought, well, we can do that. We don't need to not have that available. And
yeah, Dave, I'm sure you're the only guy on here who has unfinished work in his shop.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hence my coinage.
People have
Don't
been
tell
asking about the
everybody.
ducks, Chuck. I don't know. Can you see it? Is it sharing correctly?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we see the ducks,
People have been
Chuck.
asking about the ducks, Chuck, and we haven't had anything out there. So I put in something under the FAQ area, and I put a diagram. And I hope that Jim doesn't hate me for this. I didn't know what to use. We've been having progressively improved versions of the ducks, Chuck, coming along. So I just took one from a little while back and said, okay, it's a block of wood, and we cut it down the center after we drilled a hole, and we put some dowels in, and that ought to at least give people an idea what this ducks chuck is, because I think it's a great idea. And I point out that you sort of slide it along in your jaws, and you can offset it any amount. So anybody that now wants to have an idea what the ducks chuck is, it's now under templates. And Scott's been talking about his box tool, and somebody was saying, what are the dimensions? Well, I don't know. He kind of made the comment what they were, and I kind of listened, and he said it was about 7 inches, and it was about 1.5 inches, and he didn't really say how tall this was, but I kind of got the impression by taking a snapshot of his actual version that I got the proportions, and I hope that this is pretty close, Scott. If it isn't, you let me know.
Right on the head, David.
Right on the head. Okay. Because if anybody's offended by any of these, you let me know and I'll update them. And at the same time, he was making reference to some that you can find on the market. So I kind of got the dimensions of those two. So you could make it either way. If you're looking to make your own box tool rest, you can come to our template page and you can kind of get rough estimates of what the dimensions are. I'm not committing anything to perfection, but it's pretty close to what we want. And I'm making the assumption, I don't know if you can see it, that it's 3/8 of an inch thick. And anyway, I just thought I would point that out to folks that were asking about the ducks chuck or about the box tool rest. We now have something on the website that references it.
Thank you, David.
Okay.
Yeah,
if there's
great
anything
stuff.
else you want to see, you send the webmaster a note as to something, and I'll make an attempt to get it on there. And that's about it from me. I hope I babbled on enough that makes you feel like you got
Dave?
some information.
Dave, with your screen share, can you show us where Ron's instruction information for tonight's demo would be posted at? Could you
I
navigate and
haven't
show
quite
folks how to
figured
get
out
there?
where I'm going to put it. I think I'm going to put it right on the front page. See, the problem is there are 2 large sheets, and I'm going to put one of the sheets on the front page, and I'm going to let me go back to share and point out what I tend to do here. Okay, there we go. Let's go to the home page. And it's going to be ultimately under, right now I've got something for a carving device by David Swain. And I think I'm going to replace this with the page that has the photos that were being shown tonight. And at the bottom, it's going to say, click to go to more. And someplace under articles, I'm going to add an article. And it's going to be under
project articles.
And you'll be able to go there and you'll be able to find a picture of the device, and you'll click on it and you'll go to a page that actually has the whole thing together. And at the bottom of the page, probably by Saturday, it'll even have a copy of the video of the discussion, the demo rather. And so it'll all be in one place under articles.
Great.
Sound like a reasonable place to put it? If you think there's a better.
Yes, sir. No,
There'll
that's
probably
perfect.
also be something under project IDs ideas rather, and there'll probably be, well, there will be something under the demos because
All
the
demos.
demos always end up here.
Right.
Okay, so, but the demo doesn't necessarily have the documentation with it. Anyway, so
I think that's a
where we're
great
going.
synopsis of where they're going to be at, for the folks that want to find
Right.
it.
So please do look under articles, under tips, projects, look under the videos for all demos, and you're going to find it all.
Good night, Tim.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
David. Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Did you make those miniatures in that cabinet behind you?
No, gosh, no. My wife inherited these. They're David Winters miniatures.
Okay.
Her
Okay.
mother was a David Winters fanatic, and when she moved in to live with us, we ended up with this case full of miniatures. Matter of fact, we have 2 cases full of miniatures because she was a fanatic. It's the only thing we ever gave her for Christmas, her birthday. When I say we, I mean the entire family. She was absolutely crazy about them.
Hey, Dave, thank you for everything. Thank you for everything that you do, really.
My pleasure.
I'll tell you, we get a lot of pleasure out of it.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, he does a good job between maintaining the
Okay.
website, updating it for all the stuff that we send to him, and then at the same time maintaining our YouTube page,
There we
our
go.
YouTube channel, and getting all the videos loaded on it. Good stuff.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Massive
Absolutely.
accolades to Dave, that's for sure.
And if I ever get past the point where I can only do parts of things, I'll end up actually doing a demo. But at the moment, all I ever do is turn these things, and I'm not that great about it. So we'll get there eventually. By the way,
Looks pretty good. Looks,
this isn't.
they almost
never
look
mind, I'm not
perfect
going to ask.
size.
Thinking it
They
could also
almost
be
look like a
used as a
perfect
mallet,
size.
right? Okay.
Could be dual
I'm
purpose,
doing
right?
this. I don't know if I mentioned why. I've got a friend that owns a bowling pro shop, and I was thinking this would be a perfect gift for him at some time in the future. So we're
Nice.
going to get around to that.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll like that. So very good, very good. Well, we got time for one more gallery item, if we have anybody up, Matt. Otherwise, we'll just go ahead and call it a meeting. And
No, we
go from
don't
there.
have anybody up. I didn't see anybody new come into the chat, so we're all good.
All right. Well, sweet. So with that, we will call this the demarcation point of the official Worldwide Woodturners Wednesday evening Zoom meeting. We had a high of 93 folks on the night. That was great. We maintained an average of 84 people during the demonstration, which is also great. And we brought into the fold a new demonstrator for us. Ron did an excellent job tonight. We worked through the initial problems in the background where nobody else knew what was going on. Big shout out to Billy Burt for helping us out on that. And yeah, so with that, I will keep the meeting open for what I call the after hours. This is where we get to solve the world's problems along with our wood turning problems, and get to know each other a little bit more intimately than we do, during the first 3 hours of the meeting.